Okay, well, I'm gonna create a character. Oh, look at that. American Krogan online now in Hyperborea. Well, maybe I'll select that world. I understand. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to read this text. My computer does not run this game that well. So this is at 720p. Ruiner, my most recent video, got removed from YouTube. The one about hush crimes. So here's our first intro. We've got this, well, it's sort of a European-looking town. That's all sort of like Tudor-style architecture, more like what I'd expect in England. But then you have this sort of Spanish conquistador-looking guy. So I don't know if he's in England. He could be. I mean, he's in the old world somewhere.
The stories you've heard, they don't tell the whole truth.
I don't know how well you guys can hear this. I mean, I turned up this part as much as I could.
Legend. There's power and vast riches as well.
Oh boy.
But those who've gone before you have simply vanished, never heard from again. I saw the horror, the madness that overcame the crew. It was beyond any evil the world has ever known.
That's a pretty cool intro. I mean,
how I survived, I do not know.
thanks for the lemon, Nume.
The contents of this box are not of this world. They will guide you to that one, wherever and whatever that may be. Go then, Captain. Chart your course and your fate. I will say a prayer for the souls of your crew.
Emu, it's good to see you. I'm not totally back. I've got a lot of stuff to do in my life. I'm actually in the middle of moving and things. But I might be able to do what I'm doing now and create a temporary setup to stream occasionally. Nero says this has colorblind mode on. Yeah, it's Dutan. So it might look different on my screen than what you're used to if you actually play the game or you're watching other streamers. Thanks for the ice cream, Ruiner. Okay, so this is the character creator. You have the first option, body type, right? That's your man, woman. You can see here she is. There's the bearded lady. And, you know, all these options, hairstyle and everything. 1 second. Oh, God. Oh, man. I almost sneezed and it stopped halfway. But, you know, all these hairstyles are on the guys, too. You know, here's your Mulan, princess, bearded. You know, anything you want to do. You can get in here with the skin, make it really dark. You can bring up the eye color to ocean blue on your character, however you want to do it. It's all, you know, it's free form. You know, we don't here at Amazon Games, you know, we don't restrict you based off of, you know, like biological categories of humans that exist. You know, it's just like whatever. You know, you just let your soul be free. So I'm gonna grab something. I probably won't use a female hairstyle. Maybe I'll use a guy's hairstyle. Could go for something crazy. Wow, look at that. You know, actually, doesn't this kind of look like an original World of Warcraft male hairstyle? Didn't they have like one really heavy on the side? Maybe I will go with that. Well, or did anyone, if any of you guys watched me play Dragon Age 2 on stream, I did use this haircut in Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age the original, right? Both of them. Nero. Oh, you're a little bit colorblind too? Oh. Stark says popular Japanese games are dealing away with male/female. It's all body type now. See Animal Crossing and Monster Hunter. Yeah, I haven't played those games, so I don't know. But yeah, I think more and more games are doing it. Wow, look at that. Now, here's your Japanese anime protagonist, right? Nice. I might do this, just for the kicks. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. Facial hair, though? Need a stronger mustache. Something like that. Look at that. Gosh. I wish these colors were labeled, so I could tell what they are. How about that? Hair. We could do that. No, that looks gray. Well, you get to. Well, you see how it works here. I'll give him some freckles. You can. This one, I think this is vitiligo. It actually creates lighter patches. So that's interesting. That you can give your character vitiligo. Do that, and you can have one tattoo, and it's on your face. Also, this is it too. This is it. Like, there's no way for me to scroll out and like use body sliders. Like, I can't make myself taller or shorter. So sorry, dudes, no boob sliders in this one. Embargo? Probably taken. Bargy? Ah. Okay, that sounds good. I feel like my character kind of looks like, on some level, something like what a musketeer might look like, you know? Nume says, we're all colorblind now. I can't tell the colors either. Yeah, now that I have the colorblind mode on, it's messing with all of you. Nero says vitiligo for that Michael Jackson RP. I think, what's his name has vitiligo too. You know, he does that podcast with those other people, with everybody. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has vitiligo. It's an autoimmune disorder. It's when your immune system attacks the melanocytes. And the melanocytes are what creates melanin, right? Let's see how this game runs while I'm actually streaming it. Because it never has run for me super well, you know? But, yep, regular WASD movement. Here's our Conquistador man. Oh no, being attacked. Draw your weapon with X. Quick time event. Hold right to block. Primary fire to attack. Left shift. And heavy attack. Based immune system. Good one, Nero. Is he supposed to be talking? There's no voice acting for this? You, come closer. Your captain needs you. There's something wrong. I'm not feeling right. What happened, Captain? That devil storm. What in the nine hells was that about? I don't know why. I'm pretty sure he had dialogue the last time, like audio dialogue the last time I did this. And where's my box? I need my box. Did you take it, you bilge rat? I don't have the box. Something isn't right. To come so close, it's not fair. What's happening to me? I can't die, not like this. There's some sort of, he's falling apart and goop. Oh, so then I can put my, here's my character sort of screen. So now I can eat the food. And I'm using sword and board for now. Alright, so I mean, this is just the tutorial section. It's not too long here. But as you can see, you know, when I left click quickly, you do that sort of 3-part attack. So here, if I left click and hold, one big attack, and then 1, 2, 3. And you can see that last one is a sort of 360 slash. And there's no tab targeting here. You know, it's not like the original World of Warcraft. It's just like, you point at stuff, and I think there's some level of aim assist, but... Oh, and this guy's got a shield, so... Well, I broke it right away, but you can see he had a stamina bar. Okay, so I can do Whirling Blade or Shield Rush. I'll do Whirling Blade. Kind of looks like that. Wow, that was crazy. that was a wild move. Josie, good to see you. Good to see you. We're trying out... So, I think it was like in 2016, Amazon announced 3 games. The other 2 got canceled. This one tried to come out last year and got delayed by a year. And now this is the beta. So, 2 out of 3 got canceled. This one, I guess it's coming out. I guess it's actually releasing and not being canceled. But is it any good? That's what we're going to find out today. Whenever you see things like this, big drop-offs that you know you can't walk up back, that's how you know it's a boss fight. In every game. Oh no. Our conquistador guy who melted is now here. He's got some sort of crazy power flowing through him. Whoa. Well. I'll use my ability. 1, 2, 3. Dodge. 1, 2, 3. A little dodge there. Whack. Well, I'm winning. Does that count for anything? Okay. That's what you get, Captain. Oh my god. Got some sort of ray beam on me. And that's the end of the tutorial. Nume says, this whole sequence looks like the first Conan MMO. Hyperborean Adventures or something. Yeah, well, I'm on the server Hyperborea. So, if you wanted to mess around and you actually had the game, this is where you'd look. But, I mean, it was a pretty typical tutorial experience. Josie says, why is everything green? Well, I do have this on filter for my color blindness, so it might look different to you than what it would normally look like. Like if I switch it back to normal, this is how it looks. This is how the game looks if you were playing it, probably. But for me, I got this one. So. You can, I don't know if you can read the text on the screen very well, because I can't either. Investigate the watchtower, sole survivor. Oh, by the way, are you in... well, let's see here. Talk to Chanty Douglas. I don't know why I don't have her thing. She should be speaking. I don't know why her dialogue isn't playing. Another survivor? Saints be praised. It's always good to find a live one. That storm was fierce. I figured it would drown the lot of you. I'll say, who are you? Me? Oh, I'm Charity. Oh, it's not Chantry. Charity. Watcher Douglas from the Monarch's Bluff Settlement. So she's from the Monarch's Bluff Settlement. I don't know what that means, Ghost. Who do I have the pleasure of meeting? I'm Embargy. E-M-B-A-R-G-Y. This isn't the best way to make an acquaintance, but it's the way most people arrive here. I guess they get wrecked, mostly. I suppose you're still wondering where here is. Sure. Okay, one second. I'll put my boots on so I'm wearing in bare feet. You've washed ashore here on the Isle of Eternum. It's hard for me to even remember the old world these days, but I know it was very different. Well, what's so different about Eternum? On the good side, we don't ever age or die here, at least not in any natural way. On the bad side, there's what happens to the rest of your crew. What happened to them? Well, see, they came back to life, but without their souls. They're wandering around the beach all aimless-like. The kind thing is to at least try and put them down for good. Would you mind? So I gotta go to the beach and kill my former crewmates who are now sort of soulless husks screwing around, screwing things up. Krogan, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm just thinking about what symbolically what some of that stuff might mean, or what it might convey, or what the writers were thinking when they came up with it. And it's like, you know, we're in this new world, and you know, the conquistadors are corrupted. They're the evil ones. Like everybody else, you know, doesn't look like a conquistador, and you know, you got to go kill your fellow conquistador, you know, because they've been corrupted. That's the thing to look out for in this new world, because the new world corrupts men to make them bad, and the bad men are these conquistador-looking guys with conquistador helmets. I don't know. I might be reading too much into it, but that's what stands out to me.
You want to invite me, Embargi?
Okay, let's see. How do I do that?
Escape and then the upper left. Oh shoot, I forgot to read that.
Group, enter name.
Oh dear, where are my manners, Charity? I'm sorry. Oh, he's speaking to himself. Where? Okay. After everything you've been through today, you're probably starving, aren't you? I'll say, do you have something to eat? I didn't think to bring anything, but I can show you how to make do. Get some flint and wood and make yourself a skinning knife at the fire. That's a start at least. Okay. So gather flint and wood. Walk around here and you harvest these bushes for wood. And then you find some flint on the ground, which is kind of everywhere in this game. Oh, I can kill this guy too. All right.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't give you like a hunting bow or something like that to hunt a boar, and you literally have to go like slaughter them with a sword.
Yeah.
This just seems kind of weird.
There's a flint. Okay, craft a skinning knife. Grab another flint here too. Maybe a couple. Either they have them. So, are you gonna come to where I am, Krogan, or are you too far?
I'm trekking now.
Okay.
3.47 kilometers.
Oh God, it's gonna be a long trek.
3.45. No, it's going down fairly quickly. Relatively quickly. I'm at 3.42 kilometers now.
It's okay.
4 kilometers.
I don't need the second to second.
You need
updates.
a real. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You totally need.
Got
that.
your skinny knife, eh? It's not pretty, but it'll do the job. I mean, don't feel bad. I've certainly seen worse. Okay. Oh, right. Now you've got your little knife. You can rustle up a meal. Lots of boar about. Hunt one down, skin it, and roast the meat on the fire. That should do you over. Or that should tide you over. Sounds like a plan. Okay. So what we're seeing so far is very sort of mundane, you know, RPG stuff, right? Not particularly inspired or flavorful right now. Merlin says, what's the symbolism of collecting 10 boar asses? Much to think about. Why, did I get some loot there too? You can see, like, all loot in this game, when it drops on the ground, takes the image of this burlap sack. I got 8 iron cartridges. There are firearms in the game. Okay. So, Nume says, I've noticed something interesting about this code of conduct for this game that you've posted, because I did post it on my Twitter. We have a game about people killing each other, because they do. They fight and they kill each other. And people have been killing each other since prehistory, but this game is about killing each other. Wait, but this game about people killing each other enforces that people are polite while killing each other. Okay, so I'm gonna make these pig rations. You know, this is basically an extended tutorial, these quests they're giving you. Like, this is how crafting works, right? This is how whatever. They're introducing you to some of the weapons. So let's see what this person says. Cold beach like this, nothing like a warm meal by the fire. Bet you glad you took the time. Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, I cannot swim. You can't swim. Like,
no,
you just walk.
You walk on the bottom and drown.
This is a bad game. Like, there's no way for Embargo and I to link up.
It is weird that, you know, so here's the map here, people. This is where I am. This is where I started. Krogan's near where he started over here. We're like a million miles from each other, and we both just started, and we're both friends. We join a party, and he's a long way away. A long, long way away.
All right, I'm 3.1 kilometers away from you.
Not if I keep running.
Are you running away from me?
I was gonna see if I could find some deeper water to show people. I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it is ridiculous. Just like the sort of walking you do, well, you're sort of running by default, but when you get in deep water, you just walk down the slope on the bottom of the ocean, and you just slowly drown. So there's no swimming at all from what I've seen. You know, maybe they'll add swimming at some point. Okay, so let's see. What's my quest? Okay. I hope it doesn't seem like life is misery here. Some people quite like it. And the weather here at Monarch's Bluff is nice most of the time. And they'll just say, anything else you need help with? I'm afraid so. That was a freak storm that wrecked your ship. All these ships. I mean, it's corruption that causes storms off the coast all the time. But that was the worst I've seen. Oh, that's the worst I've seen. What is the corruption? And the corruption's with a capital C here. What is the corruption? It's that nasty red stuff. Uh-oh. It's probably green on my screen or something. It kind of an evil magic. Being corrupted is even worse than being lost. And I believe lost is when you're like brought back to life with no soul. The corruption forms a ring around Eternum and smashes any ship approaching and any that try to leave. Is there any way to fight this corruption? The storms are just a fact of life here. The best we can do is keep records of all the ships the corruption claims. In fact, you can even scrub these wrecks for any keepsakes. The settlements will want them. Oh, goodness. Okay. So up at the top of the screen, you can see a compass, and it points you to the place to go for your quest. You know, you're not going to use maps and get directions. You just go from waypoint to waypoint. Michael K says, can you use boats? I don't know if there are boats in the game. If there are, I hadn't heard of any, but I don't, like, I wasn't looking, like, super detailed into the game to check. I know they don't have any horses. There's no mounts. You just run forever.
This is a bad game.
Oh, okay, so in this game, there's a lot of mechanics in this game, and you start to see them right away. Okay. We're in, well, I guess we're in Jawbone Cove, but we're in this Monarch's Bluff. Territory standings. Because we were killing these bad monsters in this region, we got some standing in the region. Okay, now we can level up. Now we get these perks by leveling. We can either get more standing as we continue to do things here. We can get more EXP for anything we do here. We could gather things more quickly, or we could get a house. But you need to have at least 10 levels of standing, so. Schmerling says, rep grinds. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a reputation, basically, but it's with a region rather than like a specific organization. So I'm just gonna say use my standing to get more standing even faster. Okay. I'll just follow my compass, I guess. Why look around or do anything, you know, like a normal person would? You have a compass. Whoa. And also attribute points. So as you level up and do things, you get attribute points. Oh, I'm gonna see if we can get a fire staff on this character or something. So I'll put it in intelligence and constitution for now, hoping to replace this sword with, you know, a fire staff. Maybe I'll do like a fire staff and an ice gauntlet. I think that's what they are. But right now, I probably could be reading these. I think he just said something to the effect that these are documentation. Oof. So you'll notice that even though my character has these really wide arc slashes, I'm still mostly only ever hitting one thing. I think you can hit multiple things with a regular slash, and I know you do with like these abilities, but it doesn't seem to be like super common. But like here, like it's just a roster, manifest, log, right? This is my quest to get these or to read them and come back. Well, in regards to the colorblind filter, I kind of wish that they just had an option for what most games do. Most games, when you... Because this looks all... You know what? It makes the whole world look purple to me with no filter on. But when it's... in most games, the colorblind filter doesn't affect like the world. Like it doesn't change the look of the mountains and the water. Normally colorblind modes just change the UI. You know, like one of the things you see like on these guys, they're gonna have a health bar above their name, and in most games they do like green health bars for friends and reds for enemies. And of course, you know, people like me, you can't even see that, right? So that's why I want to use like blue for friends rather than green. But get rid of this guy, and then quest stuff. Emu says this game is made by Amazon, right? Yeah. So, as mentioned earlier, Amazon in 2016, I think, announced 3 games. The other 2 got canceled, and this one they tried to release last year and ended up delaying it by a year, right? So, like, Amazon Games' attempt to, like, or Amazon's attempt to break into gaming has been, like...
Very
bad.
thwarted.
Yeah. I mean, they were 0 for 2, and now are we 1 out of 3, or are we 0 out of 3, you know? Okay, so I gotta collect the flag from this ship. I mean, I don't know why they want me to collect the flags from this ship, really. We didn't talk about it. It just updated my quest objective. Oh, man. It updated my quest objective when I picked up that other thing. Whoops. Get out of here, you.
Alright, I am approaching 2 kilometers from you.
Oh, God. Well, you've traveled 1/3 of the way here from where you started.
I have. I'm almost as good as Amazon.
Yeah. All right.
Now, what I fear is going to happen is I'm running through territory of, like, heavily leveled enemies.
Yeah. And in this game, it's very weird. So every region has both high-level and low-level enemies. Like, you'll walk by a farm with, like, level 4 pigs, and then you'll, like, wander into a shrine with, like, level 25 enemies, you know? So it's very easy to just walk into something that's like way different than the stuff directly adjacent to it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to Charity. Charity Douglas. So, I don't know. You can tell me about something. Emu says, does it auto-save, or do you have to step into a mental health meditation booth to save? Ah, yes.
I think it auto saves because I was just booted the second time for lag, and when I joined back in the first time after lag, it put me literally in the exact same spot I was at. If you have any of the FPS millisecond server monitor stuff set on, it'll give you like your global positioning constantly. So I think it saves your global positioning in your state and all of that.
Well, he was making a joke based off of the mental health booths at the Amazon facility. But it's an MMO, so it's always online. Like, when you walk forward, you're walking forward on the server's computer as well. So it's just like, it's parody.
Tell me more about this mental health booth thing. I've never heard of that.
Oh, just Google it. Amazon. Well, you could probably just Google Amazon wage cage and you'll see it. But it's like Amazon mental health booth. Okay, so I brought records from the ships. He says, that's nice. You found a fair amount of records, I'd say. The Monarch's Bluff settlement keeps all this. A kind of memorial, I guess. Well, I mean, okay. I would think he would want to play... I would think the writers would want to play that up. Okay, I get a treated wooden bow. So now I get the bow.
Do you have an ever-emerging image in your mind of what the writers look like?
I wasn't thinking about that.
Is the phenotype forming?
I'm imagining a whole group of them. Charity says, I know you're probably wanting to head up to the settlement yourself soon. I promise I won't keep you much longer. It is nice to have company, though. What else do you need? I can't leave until I'm sure that any corruption down here has been dealt with. You can probably tell I don't actually savor this kind of thing. I was wondering maybe you could help me out. Of course, what can I do? I know the corruption that remains is coming from the sea cave. Turtle spit, as we call it. Okay? If you could go there and just deal with it, it would make my day. But embargy, do be careful. Okay. Well, again, you know, I'm not going to get any sort of direction to the cave. He's not going to be like, go south of here, and I can feel the corruption spewing out. He's like, please just do my job for me. Follow quest marker. Thank you. Like, all right. Really inspired writing so far. That's all I'm saying. Let's look at my inventory. Did I get anything else? Well, there's the bow. Oh, no. Now you can only have one. So if you look here, there's a bunch of slots on your character sheet, your sort of paper character here. Like, for example, you can get a second weapon and switch between the two. Flip, 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 flip. Once you get to level 5. And I'm level 1, I guess. It's kind of off the screen. Yeah, I mean, do you see that? I don't know why it's off the screen, but you have consumable slots. You'll get all of them by level 25. That kind of stuff. Nero says no voice acting at all. There was voice acting when I played this section earlier, and I don't know why there's not voice acting now. It was working literally earlier today. So, I don't know.
Jeff Bezos hates you.
Yeah.
Oh, he stepped down. So, yeah, it's not him anymore. I'm sure he had a whole lot to do with the development of this game.
Well, whatever.
God,
Oh,
maybe
no,
that's
I'm
why it
level 4,
sucks.
aren't I? I'm not level 5, I'm level 4. It's still off the screen. Wait, is that 4 or 5? My God. If you're not playing at 1080p, at least, this game looks terrible.
That's funny, because I'm playing at 1440, and I was just going to comment that the foliage looks pretty decent especially for like the cartoony aesthetic they're going for. I had it on the highest settings a minute ago, and I have a pretty beefy graphics card now, and the frames were dropping in some of the towns and some of the places, and I was just kind of a little surprised because this doesn't look super demanding. But you were saying that it's not running very well for you, and I know what graphics card you have, and it doesn't. This doesn't look like, well. If the foliage is really dense, I could see that draining resources.
Okay, I gotta search for the source of corruption. Should be 54 meters this way exactly. Oh, level 5. How about that? I've unlocked Survivalist Quest. Okay, let's take a look at this. So here's what you get when you level up, right? So I get my second weapon slot now. Oh, at level 10 you can start dueling. Bag slots.
Yeah, the aliasing's really bad even at 1440p at a distance. Like, everything's shimmering.
Alright, let's see what I can do here real quick. Just gonna keep hoping I get something that I want. First stat, huh? Yeah, we'll do the shield. And the reverse. Just so I can actually have some abilities, rather than left-clicking. Ooh. Alright. Okay, so now I gotta go back to the guy. I think I might be able to get out through this window. But this is the corruption. Now, Darashi says, it's an MMO. You're not even supposed to read the quest. A genre frozen in time. Well, the original ones, you were supposed to read the quest. Because they put some effort into writing them. I don't know if you're supposed to read them anymore. I don't know if anyone puts any effort into writing them. I mean, if you remember... Yeah. Well, let's go with a little bit more. Yeah, Nume, really fascinating comment. You know, one of the things, like, so if I'm running to the left here, left click, you know, it's like, this is a game, it's like somewhat simulation-y in combat. Like, you can't strafe to the left and swing your sword at the same time. That's, like, off limit. You've got to, you know, you've got to boom, stop what you're doing, go this other way. It's not a really sort of hyper-fluid thing. You know, it's not like a real sort of go where you want, use the abilities on the move, fast-paced kind of thing. It's much more of a lock in place. In that sense, it kind of reminds me more of like Lineage 2. Like if we're talking about older MMOs, something like World of Warcraft, you could be strafing by someone, you would have to tab target them, but then you could mortal strike them while running by, right? But something like, you know, Lineage 2, it's like you got to get up to the spot adjacent to them, and then you use the ability. The ability has an animation, a hit point. It has a backswing that you have to wait for it to complete, and then you get control of your character again. And that's how this works, which I don't think is what most people are going to ultimately enjoy in the long run, but it is what they did.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
Oh, you died.
I died, and it's like, respawn at the nearest settlement. 2.26 kilometers. Ready.
Yeah, but you're way closer to me now, aren't you? Where are you? Oh, no. Okay.
No.
Follow
you
the
can't
roads,
go to
dude.
anything unless you've already fast traveled to it. Or I'm sorry, you've already traveled to it. So I'm back. I was 500 kilometers away from you, and now I'm back. I'm sorry, I was
500 meters.
Yeah, 500 meters, and now I'm 2.7 kilometers again. So I have to try all over again.
Poor Krogan. Did you destroy it? Whatever it was in Turtle Spit? Oh, saints be praised. That's a relief. Seriously, if we left some source of corruption down here, it would spread all over Monarch's Bluff in a matter of days. All right. Wherever you came from, Embargi, they must be pretty tough there. Well, that's true. I mean, you're hardly here an hour, and you're already cleansing corruption. That's pretty impressive, I'll say. Well, you know, I am a very special gamer. Thank you. The thing is, even with the source of corruption gone, this is still a really bad sign. One of us needs to take word back to Monarch's Bluff settlement. We need to warn them. Well, isn't that your job? I don't know what my character's going to say. Which do you prefer? He says, I prefer we go back together, but it's my duty to stay. Well, it's your duty to stay to be lookout and warn them, right? Or it's your duty to look out and then not, like, hope someone else will tell them? Whatever. All right, taking the quest. I'm gonna try and get as much of the quest done during the stream here. I'm gonna be streaming for 2 hours total. I'm gonna try and, like, get through as much of this as possible so you can get an idea of what it's like. But as you can see, it's 600 meters away. So it's gonna be me running away from Krogan while Krogan runs after me.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast.
Merlin says, this game is advertised as not having classes. How does that work? So here are your weapons. And you'll notice, like, sword and shield, I've been using that, so that's been leveling up. And that's giving me access to sort of skills and talents, right? Well, you can only have 2 weapons equipped. So how it's going to work is, like, that guy is going to go use a spear and a bow, and that's going to be sort of like his pseudo class. But I'm going to use, like, a fire staff and an ice gauntlet, so I'm going to be like an elemental mage. Also, if you go to attributes here, some of these attributes are only good for some of the weapons while others aren't, right? So, like, sword and shield, you want strength. It does help with a little dex, though, but if I put in intelligence, that'll help the fire staff, but it's not going to help any of these other things. So Jacob says, do you get at least some sort of mount / horse to ride? I don't believe they're going to have any mounts in the game. So, Nume says the draw distance is so short. Well, that's because I have it on low settings. It'll probably be higher if you have a good computer and play this, but my little laptop is chugging along, just trying to stream it.
I mean, that graphics card's not bad. I feel like this should be running... I'm not impressed with the performance now.
No,
knowing
I mean,
what your graphics card is and looking at this game, like...
When I played it at, like, medium settings without streaming, I would routinely have FPS drop into the single digits. So that's why I'm on low.
It would be one thing if this were developed by, like, some no-name studio or whatever. And the reason why I'm being, like, super harsh here is just because, like, this is Amazon. This is a multi-billion-dollar company with, like, just endless resources. Like, there's really no excuse here.
So here's Eloise. I don't know. I don't know why there's no voice acting here. Let me take a look at my settings.
Because the frame drops don't seem to be due to server issues.
I had my voiceover down. I thought that was... Okay, wait.
This every new face, I wonder, will those eyes soon glow red with corruption?
Can you hear her?
That storm, then shattered mountain erupting. I think the moment we've dreaded has come.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. I have Watcher Douglas's report.
Let me see. Yes. Charity reports the corruption nearly got a foothold on the beach. You must be
I
the
am
one
running
she
through a camp
mentions
that
here.
is definitely double my
Very
current
well.
level.
You're welcome to
I'm
Monarch's
trying not
Bluffs.
to accrue any sort of
The
aggro.
irony in this corruption business is
Good
that an
luck.
old madman warned us about it years
Yeah,
ago.
I need it.
Oh, he was right.
Or I think I
It
made
will
it through
get
the
worse
camp.
before it gets better. If it gets better at all.
I
that
I
is.
cannot. I cannot get over. I mean, I'm refunding this game just for the fact that I can't immediately join my friends.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
weird.
alone ruins it.
What happened to the madman?
Oh, he wandered off, disappointed and angry. Well on his way to becoming lost, I suspect. I heard rumors of a creepy old man fishing by the Western River. Could be the same one. Who knows?
You think the corruption will come here?
Most likely. The time has come for us to batten down the hatches and seal the settlement off. Take Charity's report to Magistrate Bixford. He and I have discussed this possibility. He knows what must be done.
Okay. So you have your quest journal. I only got one quest, so just go straight to the guy. Bixford?
Let me guess. You've brought back the Watcher's report, have you not?
Wolves.
I knew it as soon as you passed by, you see.
Yes, I have the report here.
I don't need to read it. The storm, the eruption of Shattered Mountain, none of it's a surprise to me. You I had not anticipated, however. This is an ominous day to arrive on Eternum.
Okay, give me the hat.
Your timing is either impeccable, or it's miserably unfortunate. Monarch's bluffs attract those marked for strange fates. Or so it seems.
It's not like I
saw
planned
Rabbit
it.
and got terrified.
Of course not. And I must not forget my role as a gracious host. You should check in at the inn and make yourself at home here. Return later, and we shall talk more.
Okay, let's see here. My hat. And that. All right. See? Kind of looking like a musketeer, right? Don't you think? Slightly? Something like that.
Where if this turkey kills me, I'm gonna just uninstall this game.
The turkeys don't kill you. You need to kill them for feathers so you can make arrows. And this is also like reinforcing the new world idea. So obviously the new world in real life is North America and South America. Well, here's the new world in this game, and it's an island between Europe and America. But what do they have here? There are bison and there are turkeys, which are from North America, right? So you'll see North American animals here because it is a stand-in for North America on some level, this Eternum place. It's going to present us with New World animals. Okay. Guest registration. So this, I'll be able to recall to this inn. Talks to Bixford.
There now. Even in a strange land.
Yeah, somebody was
one must
commenting
feel
earlier
secure.
on the LOD,
read
and
Charity's
it's
report.
even bad on the high
You're quite a
settings.
hero.
Or I mean, at least like I'm getting like weird texture pop-ins and yeah.
Whether you
it's-
realize it or not, I think you have come to
not
help
good.
us here in Monarch's Bluffs. Right at the hour of our greatest
Oh
need.
God! Are you fucking? Fuck this game. I'm uninstalling it. I'm done. Fucking done. I mean, I'm yeah. I'm back to the other settlement. It's like
Monarch's Bluffs.
Were you following
One
the
hit.
roads?
Hour of our greatest
I was
need.
following the roads.
Oh.
One hit, one kill.
Whether you realize it or not, I
I mean, if
think
I
you
follow
have
the
come
roads,
to
it's
help
gonna
us
it's
here
gonna
in
literally
Monarch's
take the
Bluffs.
entire stream to get to
Right
you.
at the hour of our
Well, you would have
greatest
already
need.
been here if you hadn't never died.
Whether you
Okay,
realize it or
I'll
not,
help you if I
think
can,
you have
Bixford.
come to- Indeed. I will put all the town's resources at your disposal. You can acquire supplies or sell them at the trading post.
I mean, because enemies
I
and
have
things do
multiple
wander the
storage
roads.
sheds.
Like you can't
Go and see them for
avoid
yourself.
them, and like it's like I cannot get over this. Why would you not be able to immediately join your friends? Like, what is the point of playing this game if not to play with your friends?
It's to give Amazon
Go to-
money.
You meet new people. meet new people with your body types and your, female haircuts on your male characters, because we value freedom, but we're going to constrain all your other things in the game.
Nume says, is there a particular reason why you picked this game to stream? Well, it's Amazon, so Amazon is likely going to become a player in gaming, even with the fact that their earliest attempts failed so badly, right? So it's going to be interesting for us to come in and see what sort of things Amazon is going to say about issues, right? Also, this is a game set in the New World. It's going to be hitting on themes of colonialism, multiculturalism, and that kind of stuff, as we can see even from the, the opening credits. The opening credits of this game was like, this game is about a multicultural world banding together to fight the evil. Right? That was like on the loading screen,
AKA
or whatever.
the conquistador. I mean, symbolically, like right from the get-go, it's like the storyline. I don't know if it's really this, but it's like humanity's gonna band together to fight the white conquistador. I mean, like it's there's a reason why they chose the conquistador as the avatar of your foe in the beginning.
I believe I've helped you become acquainted with the settlement. We are very happy to have you here.
I loathe
Whether you realize
this
it
game.
or not, I think you have come to help us here in Monarch's Bluffs, right at the hour of our greatest need.
Is there anything else I should do? I don't know why he's not talking. He says, yes, Constable Seville has been shaping her plans for securing the settlement against corruption. She asked specifically for your assistance in the work. You should speak with her as soon as you can. Okay.
Now, what are the levels of the things around you?
I'm in a town doing quest stuff. Marlene says, do you think they're going to have tie-ins with their streaming shows? Oh, Amazon streaming shows? I have no idea.
Ah, how nice it is to see you again. I was thinking about whom to appoint as the architect of settlement's defense, and your name came to mind.
I'm going to be the architect of the settlement's defense.
There's a great deal of work to do in Monarch's Bluffs. You are capable, but are you willing to put settlement ahead of self?
What can I do for the settlement?
The first order of business is to gather raw materials and refine them at one of the workshops about town. If your hands are not calloused yet, they soon will be.
Okay, so now they've given me a gathering quest. So we are gonna go get. I already have some rawhide. I need to mine boulders and get green wood. I'll just go out of the settlement in this direction.
I need to drill a hole in my head so I enjoy this a little more.
Good old trephining. Yeah. There's a bush. Oh, there's a rock. Oh, where's my pick? All right. Bonk. But as you can see, gathering goes not super fast, especially when you haven't leveled anything. So, I mean, this is
by design.
This is the engaging gameplay. Okay, yep. 15 stones. Oh, can't get down. I can't knock down this tree because it's a mature tree. And I only have the skills to attack young trees. So, I'll hit this rock.
Humanity banding together to clear cut young forests.
Yeah. Oh, mature tree. Young tree. Oh, goodness. Look at this.
Be because we have definitely not consumed 50 years of propaganda stating that, you know, all the racists are environmental exploiters. You know, that's what happens, you know, with big capitalists and racists and whatnot, and they just exploit the environment. It's all the communists and anti-racists who take care of the environment. Oh, you little shit. Get away from me. Get away from me, you little...
Nume says every RPG obligatory has to have crafting. Yeah, you do see a lot of it in games. You know, I will say that I think, you know, like most crafting in most games isn't fun, right? So you end up doing it only if there are other things, right? So like if the game world is super engaging and interesting, or the PvP combat is super engaging and complex and worth playing, then people engage in the crafting because that crafting exists in the same world as the good stuff. If your game doesn't have the good stuff, then crafting gets really tedious really quickly. Oh, okay. Let me get away from that. I don't need any more. I just need stones. Can I attack one of these? Oh, good. Here we go.
Okay, I am in your region.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. But, like, everything around here is, like, just super high level. So I don't know how I'm gonna get to you. Follow this fucking road.
Okay, so now my quest objective has just automatically updated, and now I'm going to craft stuff with the things I've gathered. Right? And again, there's no quest text that tells me any of this. Like what I'm doing now wasn't in the conversation I had with the NPC. This is just like the NPC says, like, go do stuff for me, please, thanks. And then I have a UI that automatically tells me all the things, right? And you can see I do get a little experience for crafting. All right. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you... This is obviously sort of an extended tutorial, right? They're just having me run around and do crafting. In a game like World of Warcraft or whatever, you would have crafting, but crafting is sort of an optional thing. You would do it if it would enrich yourself or you wanted to or whatever. But here they're like, well, we'll just have a bunch of quests where you'll craft, right? So... There we go. Crafting. Great. Now I go back to her and let her know that I crafted the things. You know, I gathered for 2 minutes and then crafted, so now the town is saved. But I'd like to do... Okay. We're about at the 1 hour mark. 1 hour mark into this game. Hey, thanks for the ice cream, Nume. I would just like to get a poll from everyone. Now that we've played this game for 1 hour, what NPC that we've interacted with did you think was cool? Or what faction that we interacted with that you thought that would be neat to get reputation with? Or, you know, what element of this game world has really drawn you in so far? You know, here we are, we're in Monarch's Bluffs. You know, you've seen some of Monarch's Bluffs. I've ran through a bunch of it. What part of Monarch's Bluff is going to stick in your mind for years? Like, oh man, I'll always remember Monarch's Bluffs.
Well done. Your willingness and practicality are refreshing. Even I myself struggle at times with a sense of resignation.
Well,
This
we're
is
already
just
up
the
to
beginning.
standing 3 with Monarch's
From now
Bluffs.
on, you
So,
can
I
visit
mean, we've
me
been here a
off
little bit.
Town Road and take any tasks you desire. Your help will always be needed. I know you will. In fact, there is someone else you should speak with. Esteban. You would know her as Artificer Gomes. Though her confidence can be abrasive, it does not exceed her skill. She is a master smith. And she is expecting you. You'll find Artificer Gomes near the forge. It is truly her element.
Go find Gomes. You'll find this stuff on the ground, missing persons report, right? I guess it gives you a little XP when you find it, and it fills up like a codex type thing. I'm not gonna read all these, honestly. So, you know, there might be some interesting world building story stuff in there, but if if they have the budget for voice acting and stuff, why can I not listen to it while I'm running? Because the fact that I have to stop what I'm doing, like, there are times where I'm gonna have to run 2 kilometers or whatever. That would be a good time to review the codex stuff, but yeah. Darkstorm says this game has no identity. Nume says the outfits look pretty cool. Some of these armors that people have. Nume says, can you tailor your character's appearance further? Might be able to. Where's this thing? You might be able to with money. Amazon. Amazon might sell you a way to look cool. But I don't know if you can just like tailor it sort of like transmog style. Yes, Nero, that is the world building here.
Here's the one I've heard so much about. The fabled warrior Eloise has deputized to help in the settlement's defense.
Okay, I don't know why this isn't voice acted. The constable is no stranger to darkness, and I do not doubt her resolve. But I worry a settlement cannot stand on its own against this surge of corruption. You think we need allies?
Exactly. My reputation commands a great deal of respect across all the territories. I suggested Eloise send me to broker an alliance with the other settlements, but she refused.
Why would she refuse?
She believes it's every settlement for itself, and she will not be persuaded otherwise. That being the case, we will need extra blades. Show me your
Of course, they would
skill.
put a giant
Open this
mountain
bag of
between
wool,
me and you at
smelt
the
it,
very
and
end.
forge an iron sword. I will judge its merits.
Another crafting quest. Okay. Let me just open this. Oh.
Raptosaurus Rex!
Yeah, I guess this is better. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some iron. Nume, yes. When you play this game, a lot of women are gonna tell you what to do. Okay. Oh, you want a sword? Okay, well then I gotta come over to this. And I'll craft the sword. You can see it has a gear score and a base damage, and if I was a better crafter, these would be higher. I think.
Let us see your work. Ah, yes. The blade is sleek.
I have never
just
been so
right edge.
close yet so far.
It could use more polish, but I see potential here. I am glad to have you in Monarch's Bluffs. I strongly believe an alliance between settlements is essential to battle the corruption. Short of that, I will do what I can at the Forge.
Is there anything else you want me to help with? My character says this a lot.
Indeed. You are sharp, aren't you? I fear we're also at risk of losing the loyalty of some right here in Monarch's Bluffs. I wonder if you might help me ensure this does not happen.
Merlin asked 2 questions. Why don't they let you pick your starting zone? And why do they even have multiple starting zones? Good question. No good answer, I don't think. That sounds like a worthy cause.
There is one here whose skill matches my own in her discipline. Survivalist Thornton. She's very much a lone wolf.
I think
and
by the
she
time
may
these
be
MMO
tempted to
type
leave the
games
pack
in the
right now.
21st century are
Please
done
speak
with
to
like
her and
European
convince her to
folklore,
stay.
it's just like European folklore. It's just going to be like this really weird husk,
Oh yeah.
completely devoid of any contextual meaning.
So if you look at my quest log here, I have the real main story. Remember, we were talking about the corruption, defending against the corruption. There was an old man who went crazy. That's this quest. But now this quest just says complete quest to help the settlement before seeking the old man, because I'm level 7 and this is level 12. So basically what it's saying is the real quest line is on hold because there's no content in the real quest line for my level. So just go level up and do other things. That's what that is.
Yay! Look! 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 Hey! I trekked across the entire continent, friend.
Wow. I don't know if you have any quests.
No,
Okay,
I don't. Well, I do. Well, I do. I investigate Tide Swallow Cave, which is like on the other side of the fucking map. But
Yeah.
we're together, so whatever.
Okay, so not here. I think it's right over here or something. Where is this? Oh, it's up here. Krogan, into this building. You gotta talk to this guy so you can actually respawn here at some point. Yeah, so check in as a guest or whatever. Okay, so I guess there's some total badass that I need to speak to. Some woman. Oh, I can do some of this too. Oh god. I'll keep doing intelligence with the expectation that I'll get a staff someday. Maybe now.
Man, you got a wild haircut.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's going for sort of a crazy thing. What was I saying? The, what's it called? You know. Musketeer. There's Krogan there. Farting around. Give Krogan my old clothes? Oh, I suppose. Let me look.
Look at this guy. He's just like sleeping here on the ground.
Oh yeah. Kill him. I just teleported through him. Weird. Okay, well, let's see if I can do that. Do you see a trade invite? Okay. I'll give you this one. Wait, what did I just do? Oh, no, I gotta do this. I think those are the pants you're wearing. Yeah, the tattered pants. Oh, God. Keep that one. Oh, whatever. Locking it in. There's some clothes for you. Krogan's avatar looks like Varg Vickerness.
How do I okay, trade. All right, now let's see.
There you go. Now you're wearing clothes.
Sorry, not so much in the mood for conversation right now. Bags to pack, places to be. You understand.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she's a total badass, you know. Of course she would talk to me like this. You're leaving the settlement?
So what if I am? No business of yours, is it? Wait a minute. Gomes
It's
sent you,
weird.
didn't she?
Like
Not much escapes her eye.
I don't know where you are now because I don't have
I'll
a.
level with you.
Oh God,
If
this
all hell
interface.
breaks loose and the forces of corruption march across
Oh, boy.
Eternum, I'd rather be out there
Oh,
than in
there
here.
you are. So you need ammo for the muskets. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
That's understandable.
I'm not going
I
anywhere
was
just
kind of hoping it
yet,
would
but
be
it's nice to know I can.
just
I'm
kind of
doing the-
some
What
sort of
about you,
infinite.
Frank?
That was my
ammo
character
Got what
mechanic.
speaking
it
to this
takes to
person.
survive out there on
Yeah.
your own?
I can protect myself.
Sure you can. Hey,
I'm a strong,
you know what?
independent woman.
Since you and Gomes
He's the
want a
strong,
medal,
independent
how
woman
about
who's
you
talking
step
down
up
to me.
and do a little hunting? Head out into the wilds and make camp and visit the local wolf dens. I'll wait for you right here.
Okay, so again, this is another tutorial quest. It's going to teach us how to make a camp, because that's a thing in this game.
And is she an Octoroon? Bursina Thornton. Red-headed Octoroon.
Okay. Camping restricted. Oh,
Uh-oh.
left the game.
Unexpectedly removed from the game.
also I'm having some crazy, weird things happening to me.
What's your performance like right there? You getting a lot of frame drops?
I don't know, my character was like jittering all around there for a little bit, but... I mean, my
He was
performance
doing
is
the
okay
Amazonian
now
twist.
that I'm 720p and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is how you make campfire, and you can craft crappy stuff at it. So there's that tutorial quest. Okay, it wants me to go where now? Oh, it needs me to go travel to Bayhowl Burrow. So I gotta go find some wolves. It'll probably tell me to kill wolves while I'm there.
So what do these campfires here do? Can you like set up shop there and like?
Yep. You can go up and press E maybe on it. Maybe you can't because you're not don't have the quest or whatever. But yeah, campfires. You set them up. You can craft at them, and you can respawn at them. So you can, no matter who makes the campfire, you can make it your make it a respawn point for you. So I need to defeat 5 wolves. So here's me chopping it up.
That dude has a flamethrower. He has a flamer waffen.
Merlin says, this game is going to give Fallout 76 a run for its money. I can already tell. Yeah. Okay, let's get it over to this thing. As you can tell, the enemies do tend to stagger you. They tend to stun you when they hit you, so... screw thing. Kill the things.
This game tends to stagger my brain.
Ooh. Getting low on health. Okay. Travel to... Okay, I gotta travel somewhere else now.
You should drink some water.
I actually just ate some food. Because they want me to go fight other wolves here. And again, this is just automatically updating the quest text. It's, you know, once I did the previous thing, and now it's like, well, now go over here instead. And when I get over here, it's going to say, okay, now do this other thing. Here's some people PvPing. Up, up, up. He's barely alive. You gonna get away? Or is it, or were they dueling? Maybe they were dueling instead of real PvP, I don't know. Oh, what's this, loot? Oh, fangs. Oh, I need fangs. Okay. Oh, more loot. So yeah, I need a fang for me.
Snaggletooth wolf. I've always enjoyed the term snaggletooth.
Yeah. That seems like a pretty strong ability.
Snaggletooth, yeah. Because it's totally an ability to snaggletooth your way through shitty games.
Okay, one more.
Why is your butt glowing?
I don't know. I got hit by something on the backside, and I had something on me. That one over
Let's
there?
hide behind the tree. These tree textures are actually pretty high res for the aesthetic. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Okay, now I gotta go back to somebody.
Bracina Thornton, the red-headed octoroon.
Is that who that is? But, yeah, I mean, we're over an hour in, and I think you're getting a feel for the quests, right? You know, really sort of...
Mundane.
Yeah, it's very sundry, you know? If this were... You know, imagine if you were playing a Blizzard game, like World of Warcraft, and you were in Tirisfal Glade. You know, by now you would be, of course, talking to an apothecary, and he would be needing bat's wings for, you know, some sort of nasty, forsaken machination, right? Or
And they'd be
you'd
making like funny jokes, or like, you know, like the writing would be witty in some regard, and like this is just like, I mean, listen to her talk. It's just
Yeah, or you'd be in Mulgore, and you'd be like, now you've completed the trials, and you're going to be accepted into Thunder Bluff, and, you know, they'll bless you as you go in. But instead, we're just sort of like, oh, can you make me a sword? Here's how you make camps. Here's, like, your more tutorial type stuff.
You've been out to those wolf dens, have you? You're tougher than you look. All right, you made your point. Not like I really wanted to leave the settlement.
Bracina Thornton.
I've been calling this place home for more than a decade, you know? Even when you're roaming about, it's nice to think you have somewhere to go back to.
So you'll help defend the settlement?
I will. But I can't say Magistrate Bixford does much to inspire confidence around here.
God, look how hardcore she is. She's doing a manicure with a flint
and with
knife.
this corruption bearing down on us, we need him to be sharp.
Maybe he needs help.
Don't we all, though? I don't know. Bixford's decent enough, just
That
weird.
outfit with the
You're
antlers
so eager to help,
sticking
then you
out
should go
seems
check
like
in.
that would be a good
Make sure
way
you
to
just
stab
keep him
yourself in the
focused,
face.
if you catch my drift.
Yeah. I mean, they're clipping into her face occasionally.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta go talk to Bixford.
Also, she's wearing pants and a loincloth.
What are you wearing?
Pants?
Just the one I was looking for. I see you flitting about town, getting to know everyone. It's exactly what
Oh,
I
this
was
guy's
hoping
got
for.
some badass mutton chops.
I've been thinking about how best to defend Monarch's bluffs against corruption.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I think we
Grade
can
A
ill
mature
afford to
behavior. Here's a
pretend
character
the
named
situation
Bob
is
on
not
my
dire.
cob.
We need to take action.
So, how best to do that? Well, you've seen the Marauders, the Syndicate, and the Covenant, right? Whether we want to admit it or not, they're the ones best suited to defend Monarch's bluffs.
Then we should talk to them.
Indeed. And we should welcome their presence here. You should speak with representatives from each faction and then choose to which you will pledge your allegiance. Choose well, and good luck.
Okay. So the quest. So I got to make sure and hear everything from these different NPCs, Krogan. So I'll let you know when I'm good. But he's saying you should speak with the representatives of each faction and then choose which you will pledge your allegiance. Okay, so we get to meet 3 factions. So we didn't get to meet them in the first hour, but first hour and a half, we're getting to meet 3 factions. We're going to pledge our allegiance to one. So this is like our chance. This is like Amazon's chance for some world building. Here are 3 organizations, and they're going to be different, and like hopefully one of them really appeals to you on a basic level, and you're going to be like excited to join them. So here's the first one.
The Covenant shares its light with all,
Of course, it's a black
so as to
woman.
lead all men
Brogan,
from
please.
darkness. Will you carry
Yeah?
the light with us?
Like I said, we need to hear these NPCs.
Oh, I didn't know they were talking.
Oh yes. So so this is the first one, the Covenant. Covenant shares its light with all. Tell me about the Covenant.
In all people, there is a spark, an initiative, if you will. In some people, it burns so brightly that others feel it. We in the Covenant are the purveyors of the spark. We foster its growth in all people. We protect the light.
That's it. That's the whole thing. That's what you know about the Covenant now. This, like, Amazon's chance of world building. They're saying, like, we're going to introduce you to 3 factions. You're going to pledge your allegiance to one. Okay, well, that was one of them. And we got 3 sentences. Okay, let's go see what the other 2 factions are.
Yeah, I apologize. I can't hear any of their dialogue, so I had no idea any of these NPCs were talking.
Yeah, I just want to...
No, that's
up
fine. I
here.
just didn't know they were talking.
Okay, so now we're going to talk to another one. Let's see here.
Do you seek the glory and riches of battle? If you possess a fortitude, you may become one of us.
Okay, tell me about the Marauders.
We are the solution to a world in chaos. Through strength, discipline, and perseverance, we will enforce our will and bring this land to order.
Okay, so, again, we're gonna learn about these 3 factions, and this faction gives us 2 sentences. We are the solution to a world of chaos, whatever the hell that means. And through strength, discipline, and perseverance, we will enforce our will and bring this land to order. So, do you feel like does anyone like hear that and think, oh wow, you know, the Marauders really have a bunch of interesting things happening with them. I could see how I'd want to pledge my allegiance to that. Okay, here's our last one.
You wish to learn the secrets that only the Syndicate have uncovered, don't you?
Tell me about the Syndicate.
The Syndicate? Why, we are the learned ones. We use the razor of logic and the guide of reason to understand our world. We possess forbidden knowledge, and we wield the power of this knowledge just as logic dictates.
Okay, there you go. I hope all of you have learned really well what those 3 factions are, so you feel like you could pledge your allegiance to one and feel really excited about joining one, right? Marlene says, what purpose do these factions even serve? I don't know. That would actually make sense for them to tell us, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it have made sense for maybe the writing to include that?
As much as it pains me, you should talk to the other factions to discover what they are. Then you will see that you belong.
X-Sly, how's it going? I think it's going okay. We're about an hour and a half in.
Speak with the factions. They're the ones best suited to defend the settlement.
I spoke to the factions. Do I make my choice now?
Oh, I think so. As rowdy and demanding as they can sometimes be, they are effective. If you want to make a difference here or anywhere in Eternum, it's really the most efficient way to do so.
Now I can choose to join the 3. Join one of the 3. Nume says, the Covenant are the goody two-shoes, Syndicates are the nerds, and Marauders are the jocks. Yeah, I mean, it might as well be what that might as well just be what Amazon wrote on their logos or something. Xly says, have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance? No. I don't think there is Emu. You know, you would think that maybe they could give us some more. I just feel like everything we've played so far in terms of the questing has been hyper mundane. You know, if you were, like, in this game we killed boars for boar meat. I think you killed boars, like in the original World of Warcraft, if you went and made a night elf, they'd have you kill boars because, like, there was some ecological disturbance and you had to restore the balance. You were still killing boars. But at least it was written in a way where, like, okay, you picked a night elf, you're gonna be in the night elf land, and your night elf land's gonna be very night elf-y, right? It's gonna be oozing that night elf flavor, right? Well, what's the flavor of this, guys? I feel like it's flavorless.
I think the flavor of this is some dude with mascara and blue hair and a purple mutton chop beard.
I see your skeptical expression. That is the hallmark of an alchemist. Doubt, investigate, reveal the hidden truth. That is our way.
I've decided. I want to join the syndicate. Okay, so now...
The Eye of Providence.
Now it's going to say, why join a faction? It lets you do all these things. You can do PvP, territorial control. You can flag for PvP. And then it actually just lets you choose any of the three. I didn't have to come to the syndicate just to choose syndicate. I could have done it anywhere. So I don't know why I had to come to this guy. But, and again, like, here's like your... Marauders are proud warriors who fight with honor for glory and self-improvement. Okay? Syndicate is clever disciples who fight with cunning for the sake of truth and progress. Covenant, divine champions who will fight with conviction for righteousness and justice. So,
None of those things are really any different.
fight with blank for two things.
That are vaguely positive.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know.
And so your choice isn't permanent. You can change your faction from the bio screen once. After that, you can change it every 120 days.
Aha! You have been convinced to leave the flock and learn the truth. But first, I have a challenge for you.
I'm up for a challenge.
There is a shipwreck near here by a pirate named Abadir. He was driven mad by his pursuits in alchemy. His crew expanded as he claimed he could turn metal to gold. Go to Abadir's anger and return with what you find.
Varg says he tried this game in alpha a year ago, but he refunded it. He thinks it's still going to be bad. He says he doesn't understand why people would still want to play an MMO. Well, I mean, I think, you know, it's probably not a good game. As far as why you would want to play an MMO, I think you could make a good one.
Yeah, I think it's totally possible to make a good MMO, and generally speaking, an MMO that was like quote unquote our MMO would be like pretty cool. I mean, it would help build friendships. You know, it would be a digital extension of the physical Mannerbund. You know.
What do you expect to find?
We know gold transmutation to be a pipe dream. But his stock of alchemic components is invaluable to the Syndicate. It's those components we're really after.
All right. So it wants me to go all the way over there, a kilometer away. Luckily, you can fall from some pretty significant heights. Emu says, fight for a template faction, supporting insert cause here. Yeah, basically. It's really sort of sad that these aren't, like, fleshed out. Because I feel like... Well, so, I'm sure none of you know this, but I had another YouTube channel. And I actually talked a little bit about world building and RPG design, especially within the context of MMOs. And I actually analyzed World of Warcraft and its multiple expansions, and I sort of took a sort of a wide sort of picture of how every expansion world built. And I talked about why I thought Legion was so much more successful from some of the previous expansions. And the world building in this game that I'm seeing so far is like
Non-existent almost.
it's almost non-existent. Yeah, it's almost just sort of like taken for granted. It's almost like assuming the players.
Yeah, it's
will
like what I was telling you earlier. Like it's oh, I'm gonna get booted. No, they started from the presupposition that like people were gonna be totally invested in the game.
Yeah.
And then they worked their way out from there.
Mm-hmm. So like, while the people who made the original vanilla World of Warcraft, you know, they created that sort of Ravenholt sort of rogue area to sort of appeal to rogues and to give rogues this cool sort of secret spot for them. And in Stormwind, for the Alliance players, there's this, oh yeah, this is how you walk through the water. And as it gets deeper, you just walk on the bottom, straight underneath. But
that's just so bad. Yeah.
so in the Alliance Warlocks, in Stormwind, the main city for the Alliance, there was this bar called like the Slaughtered Lamb. And if you were a warlock, you'd like talk to the guy and he'd be like, oh, they're in the back. And you'd go into the back and there was a whole crypt underneath the thing. Underneath the bar was a huge sort of like warlock hangout for like summoning demons and stuff. And so where's that in this? You know, where's the secret club for the thieves, for the rogues, for the wizards? You know, where's the secret thing that you could find really appealing that you would get into that other players might not? You know, where's the different world building niches? They just didn't make any of them. They just assumed that, well, I mean, you're a player, you should just enjoy it without us having made any of the good stuff, you know? Like, you know, at some level, it's like they knew they would get 1 million people playing the darn thing because it's Amazon, right? And they're just figuring, I guess they'll get so many people who will eventually get to endgame and will be so invested that they won't really want to quit, and who will open up their store and buy their little skins, that, you know, they don't need to do that kind of stuff. They don't need to make a compelling world. They don't need to make something good.
I mean, I don't even think the people who made this found it compelling.
I know.
I don't see how you could. I mean, they're just objectively. I don't know. I'm gonna say that objectively, it's just not compelling. But I'm sure some people do find it compelling. I mean, sometimes just the aesthetics and the mechanics are enough for some people. Like, some people just want a veneer with the mechanics, you know? They don't need a context. Oh, wow. This pirate woman is screwing my day up.
All right, let's see here. Wait. I think you could use that.
I gotta wait to trade. Let's see. All right.
Grathia says Legion was the best WoW expansion since Wrath of the Lich King. It took a bit to take off, but the mid and end of the expansion was pretty fun. Lore-wise, it was the culmination of a lot of storylines. Yeah, I mean, you know, when I did my world-building analysis of the WoW expansions, and that video's not available anymore. So, but, like, it was sort of like, Vanilla, Burning Crusade, and Legion were some of the most, like, significant ones in terms of my world building analysis. Now, to give the players a chance to find some sort of cool niche, some cool group of people that at least appealed to them, you know? Varg says, have you ever tried Hunt Showdown? No, I haven't. It doesn't
vaguely
really
familiar
have a
with it.
story, since it's a competitive SPS, first and foremost, but I thoroughly recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. Rogan, you've played it?
No, I'm just vaguely familiar with it. I was just kind of surprised you brought it up because it is an FPS type competitive thing. Kind of amusing how all the corrupted ghosts are white people.
Yeah?
I haven't seen any POCs. Maybe I haven't been paying enough attention. I don't know.
Well, we'll have to look. Everyone keep your eyes peeled for our non-white bad guys. There might not be any. Okay, so I need to search a chest and collect alchemy. I hope at some point I get a fire staff, because I need one. I'm hurt. Okay. Got my food. Loot. Okay, now we just need to kill 3 more guys. That's this quest. Buy crates? Well, it's only default for the bad guys, Varg. Xly says, how is the depth and fun and how in-depth and fun is the combat in this game? Well, at the end of the day, in terms of depth, I mean, I won't know anything unless I ever play endgame, you know, like, because like the depth in combat isn't going to come from PvE, obviously. I mean, it almost does, and it almost never happens in any game that the depth really comes from PvE. But in this game, it seems especially shallow in PvE because, so here are my 3 abilities. You get 3 abilities, and you get 2 weapons you can switch between. So that means 6 abilities total. There's only so much depth and complexity you can do with 6 abilities, you know, 3 at a time, right? Now, if we're in PvP with really good players, how in-depth is it going to be? It could be pretty in-depth, I don't know. How fun is it going to be? I mean, this game doesn't inspire confidence right now. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be fun. Okay,
The game I'm still curious about is Wasteland 3, because that's cooperative and it's isometric. But I've heard good things about it. But yeah, I don't see us purchasing it and playing that anytime soon. Man, this woman really has it out for you, buddy. She's coming after you.
that's fine. I will run away. Gonna go back to the main settlement, I guess, here.
This guy's not giving up.
He'll give up eventually.
I think he gave up. Yeah, he gave up.
So definitely in the last 20 minutes here. God, it's so long to just run everywhere. There's like some evil thing on top of the mountain, which is why all the area is red around here. Super low render distance stuff. Oh, this evil thing. I think there's maybe a few of them here. Bonk. Corrupted portal. Whoop. Well, I assume that you're all super excited about this game now that you've watched me play it.
Everyone's buying a copy as we speak. Filling Amazon's coffers.
Yeah. Oh man, really wish we could just go faster. But I'll show you the not swimming here for a second. Actually, I'm gonna swim and drown. So you walk in.
Yeah, it'd be faster to drown. And just, yeah.
And then you see the breath meter. So this is how it works in this game. And I'm not wearing heavy armor or anything. I mean, I'm all light and medium.
No, this is like fresh out of the tutorial. If you go into the water,
yep.
Fresh out of the opening sequence. Nothing.
And you just immediately fall to the bottom. Yep. So there you go. That's how it works.
Very, very thought out. Very thoughtful. It was faster to die than it was. Oh God.
Yeah. Well, let's go take a look at some of the. Let's see if we can get over to Everfall and Windward. Okay. So we're in Monarch's Bluff. I asked a question to chat. So here we are in Monarch's Bluff. This is a game region. They designed this region with an intention. It's going to be this sort of place. It's going to give you a feeling of X or Y or Z, right?
There's a theme, there's a motif, and it's like, I don't know what it is.
So this motif that I'm sure that none of us will ever forget. We'll never forget the beauty and the uniqueness that they made in Monarch's Bluffs. Well, let's go see how different and unique Everfall and Windward are. And hopefully I won't die on the way. Let's see here. Grathis says, what's going to be more of a Clown World show, this game or the Lord of the Rings show?
I would say the Lord of the Rings show is probably going to be more clownish, considering, taking into account what were those recent Lord of the Rings, gatherings or something? There's some kind of group, there was some kind of Lord of the Rings conference recently where people were talking about all the LGBTQ themes that are supposedly or have supposedly been in Tolkien's work since the beginning, and they were just making stuff up. Frodo and Sam are homosexuals, and it's they're just making stuff up. I remember somebody commented on there was a Polygon article where they asserted that Frodo and Sam were secretly homosexuals, and somebody commented I remember back, I remember when the assertion used to be that you couldn't be friends with the opposite sex, and now you can't even be friends with the same sex. And he's like, what times we're living in?
Yeah.
Because it's it just kind of shows how immature a lot of people are when they looked at Sam and Frodo's relationship and automatically thought, well, they must be gay. And it's really? They're just close friends, and you're getting homosexual vibes from that? Like, there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think any kind of Lord of the Rings show at this point is going to be really bad in that kind of vein. That's going to be the motif. You know, how fake and gay can we make the Lord of the Rings at this point?
Can't say that.
I can't say that?
Right.
What can I say? The G-A-Y? I can't say that?
Not the way you did. No.
Is that like a... Did they explicitly state that?
I think it's something like that, yes.
Yeah, this is why I don't want to be on any mainstream platform at this point. It's just like...
Dretha says they waited until Tolkien's son died to try and inject all this into the story.
There's probably some truth to that.
Yeah.
Did Tolkien's son have kids? Or, I mean, is there anybody else from the family who's carrying any of it on?
I have no idea.
I guess not. I think, you know, not that I'm some kind of Tolkien expert, but I think people get lost in the... Because, like, Tolkien had some harsh criticisms for the interpretations of Nordicism from, you know, the Germans during, you know, the mid-20th century. I think people extrapolate the wrong conclusions from that. That, like, oh, he must have been, like, this fervent, quote-unquote, anti-racist or something. And, you know, it just goes to show you don't have to be a quote-unquote... National Socialists who have, you know, quote-unquote racialist type views. Tolkien, you know, Tolkien, you can disavow the Nazis and still have, you know, a pro-European, pro-racialist interpretation of the world, I think, you know, and, yeah, it's just bizarre to see what people have, how they've reinterpreted God, this... Of course,
So, we were in Monarch's Bluff. We're now well into Everfall. Now, everyone is able to clearly tell the distinction between the two, right? Like, Monarch's Bluff and Everfall, like, you could never confuse these two places. They would never look similar. We were getting totally different vibes from this one, right? So I'd like everyone in the chat, go ahead and tell me what you thought was so cool about Monarch's Bluff and how Everfall is so different and how you think maybe this is like which is your favorite between the two?
Spring and autumn, that's all I can think of. And it doesn't really make sense that we would be able to travel in real time from spring to autumn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, I was kind of surprised that there's a day-night cycle in this game. Generally, I think day-night cycles, while it's a neat idea, I think it's like makes art direction in your game like way harder. You know, in World of Warcraft, like the original, I know I've talked about it a lot. I bring up WoW, but you know, it's like it's a game that many of us have know of, or maybe have even tried. The thing about like World of Warcraft is there was no day-night cycle, so when you would go to like a place that needed to be spooky, like Duskwood, it was just permanently night there, right? They didn't have to try and think about the art direction for like, how do we take Duskwood and make it sort of still spooky and creepy during the day, because it was just always night there. And they didn't have to think about how to make Elwyn Forest light and green and whatever during the night, because it's Elwyn Forest and that's where everyone starts, right? So it's, or all the humans start. So it could just be sort of light and fluffy and newbie friendly. Okay, so now we're in Windsward. Windsward, right? Windsward. So, we've seen Monarch's Bluffs, Everfall, and Windsward. WoW has a day-night cycle, doesn't it? Maybe it does now. I don't think it did on release. right? I didn't have one back then, I'm sure, right? Or am I crazy? Did it always have one?
What game's this?
World of Warcraft.
Oh, I wouldn't have an idea.
All right, let's head down to First Light. We'll go down to where Krogan started. We'll make them run in a big circle. Emu says, Lord of the Rings Online was good for the most part. Very little pause. The zones felt very thematic and memorable. Nero says, are there any natives on this fantasy continent? Everyone seems to be a settler. I think everyone more or less is a settler, but I believe there are sort of nature natives. Like there are these sort of free people kind of deal. I don't know much about them. But, you know, here we've been playing this game for almost 2 hours, mostly just questing. You might actually think we could know something about the continent by now, but really those quests were focused on making sure we knew how to create a camp, how we could craft, the different items we could get, the gathering. You know, that's what it introduced us to. It didn't introduce us to a world that we wanted to be a part of. It introduced us to mechanics that they wanted us to engage in.
No context for any of the mechanics. No context, and then that. I mean, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think most people enjoy mechanics because of context. I don't think people enjoy the mechanics just for the mechanics. I mean, I think some people do, but
like I was saying, I think on some level the context can provide legitimacy for the mechanics. Like leveling up engineering in Vanilla WoW wasn't fun for anyone, as far as I know. But it was totally worth doing because there was this great world that was built up and you got to use your engineering in the world, right? So it was justification for engaging in the activity.
Yeah.
So here, why am I going to... You saw how slow it was for me to chop down trees, right? It was like, it took 15 seconds to chop down a tree. So I could go level that up. But what's in this world for me, right? Why, if this world can't show me anything fun and compelling and cool, why do I care if I'm gonna have high-level crafting in this world?
I mean, it's called New World. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I was expecting there to be, like, more context of some sort.
Like a world.
And, this is really, to me, this is just a veneer at best. A very vague veneer.
I mean, it feels not done. It feels like, it's almost like they had a room full of people. And when they were drafting up ideas for what they have in their game, no one talked about having these really sort of compelling, interesting factions. No one talked about having like this really atmospheric zone composition where like each zone felt like one place felt like it was oozing with cursed energies, and a different zone felt like it was almost overgrowing with choking vines and life. Instead, we've gone from Windward to Monarch's Bluffs to Everfall, and we can't hardly tell the difference between the three. We'll go down to First Light and maybe get down to Cutlass Keys before the end of this. Are we going to see anything here? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe some of the zones are unique. Maybe some of these are unique. But why aren't they all? Dun Morogh, like, going back to World of Warcraft, Dun Morogh doesn't feel like Mulgore. Doesn't feel like Durotar. Doesn't feel like, you know, anything else. Doesn't feel like Eldrassil. Elwyn Forest is nothing like the other places. Okay. We're in First Lights now. So this is First Light. Right? First Light. What do you guys think of First Light so far? What do you think of the zone? You know, some of these trees might be different. Some of the gathering herbs, like that one, that's going to be different. Some of the rock formations might be a little bit different. What do you think of First Light so far? Is this a memorable zone? I just want to know from you guys, what do you think's the most memorable zone so far? Like between First Light, Windward, Monarch's Bluff, and Everfall. Which one of these will you never be able to forget? Like, it's gonna be like an impact on you forever. Like, oh man, I wish that place was real so I could go live there, or, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna have a fantasy Dungeons and Dragons game and I'm gonna base it off of this zone, you know? Who here is gonna base their next RPG, like Dungeons and Dragons, off one of the zones we got to see today? Anyone?
Embargo's being savage here.
Well, I'm just like, this is a company spending huge amounts of money. And when you look at this, it would be easy to accuse them of not caring. Like, it looks like you don't care, guys. Amazon. Okay. Now we're in Cutlass Keys. Was anyone... If I hadn't opened the map, could you tell if I went from one zone to another?
I couldn't.
Oh, by the way, so here's Cutlass Keys. Let's look at this town. You know, we didn't go into many of the towns. I should have brought us into more towns. So here's this town. You know, we've been up to the town in Monarch's Bluff. Let's take a look at this town instead. Okay. You can see, like, the architecture. I mean, it's all the same, right? It's not meaningfully different. Kind of a similar just layout in general. Both sort of these walled towns. Roughly ovals. Well. We've played for 2 hours. You know, at this point, I was hoping maybe we'd have our favorite NPC. We'd have some faction that we've encountered that we thought was really neat. Given the fact that we've ran frickin' 20 kilometers or something, maybe we would have encountered like a really cool looking area. Maybe this is one of the better ones. Something that we'd remember, or even like would inspire you. We haven't really encountered much, really. For all the running we've done, for the towns that we've looked at, just only 2. For the zones we've looked at, now 5. And how many zones are there total? 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. There's 13 zones. We saw over a third of them. And they all looked the same. Well. Krogan, do you have anything to say about this game? 'Cause it's about time to wrap up the stream.
I uninstalled it already. I'm in the process of getting a refund.
Yeah, Krogan's not in the game, as you can tell anymore. Merlin says it's like if Ubisoft made an MMO. Albino Hydra says it looks weird. It's like Warcraft had a baby with American history. Photosynthetic Z says rock formations all look the same as well. Stair-steppy. I mean, there might be some places that are more rocky than others, but it's not like we've walked somewhere and seen more rounded rocks and then walked somewhere else and seen like jagged rocks, some crazy... I don't know, going back to World of Warcraft, you had that one place... Medivh's tower or whatever, Karazhan. You know, there they had all the spike rocks, you know. The rocks would be different in different zones. I mean, I think we've seen that a couple times. X-Sly says, wide as the ocean, deep as a puddle. Just really sad to see what they've done with the world building here, because the world building helps provide legitimacy for everything else. The only thing else that they could get legitimacy from is the endgame PvP, most likely. So that better be good. But as Krogan was saying, I think earlier, or maybe even just before the stream, you know, it may just be a numbers game. If they can get a bunch of people to try the game, some of them might stick around long enough. And of those people who do stick around, some of them might buy a lot at this in-game store. They might really be able to fleece those people. Maybe that's all that's needed. They can get this arm flex, you know, emote for 5,000, whatever the hell that is. And it leaves the store in 5 days. Better act now. Apparently I have some of it. Well, I like how this place is called Church. You enter it and it's just called Church. Did you see that on the screen? let me walk out of here. See if I can get that to pop up again. Church. We're in church. Merlin says this game's development was a mess, apparently. Yeah. It was supposed to release last year, and I wanted to play it with Krogan back then as sort of a thing, but it didn't happen. And I believe Amazon announced 3 games, this game and 2 others, in 2016, and the other 2 were canceled. So early Amazon game development and as a whole has been hell. But they are a huge company with a lot of money. If they decide, regardless of whether this flops or succeeds, if they want to keep going, then they will, right? They have the money. Varg says this game is going to be huge on release. Yeah. But Varg continues, I'm not sure about the longevity. Probably going to be dropped by most rather quickly. Given what I'm seeing, that would be a fairly safe guess. Xly says he's going to buy the KFC console, or the KF console. Yeah, it'd be better than this. I've never played Monkey Island Emu.
Hey, listen!
Thanks for the lemon. Let's exit to the desktop, so I don't have to keep playing. Let's take a look at my stuff here. I'm looking at a different window here. We're going to be ending the stream in the next couple of minutes. I don't know when my next stream is going to be. Like I said, I still got a ton of stuff going on with my own whatevers, right? Moving and everything. I'm opening the chest on DLive since I probably won't be streaming this weekend. There's almost nothing in it. I mean, if you miss it, it's not a big deal. But a couple of you will get a lemon. Varg says he'd rather have some KFC than play this. Yeah. Yeah. KFC is generally like the dirtiest chicken shops I find as well. Well, Merlin, Xly, there's your lemons. I don't have a lot of faith in the game. Thanks for the ice cream, Schmerling. You got anything to say about this train wreck before we go, Krogan?
You know, I'm surprised a little bit at how bad it was. I didn't expect it to be good, but what always gets me. I mean, I know better. I know better than to be hoodwinked or fooled by advertisements. But the aesthetics of the advertisements made it look like it was going to be kind of decent. Like I thought the advertisements for it that I saw, the screenshots and whatnot, just made it look somewhat appealing, at least fleshed out. And I guess I am a little taken back by just how not fleshed out the game really was. I mean, again, I didn't expect it to be really good, but I expected it to have more context than it did.
Yeah.
So that's all.
This game is $40, Slots. Slot says that a KFC whole just bucket of chicken, just nothing but chicken, just the whole bucket, is $16.99 or something like that. So yeah, you could get more than 2 buckets of chicken for this game than what this game costs. You know, in a lot of the United States, you can get, if you buy whole chicken, just whole raw chicken, you can get it between $1 and like $1.50. If you get organic, free range, whatever, right? But if you're just buying regular cheap whole chicken, you can probably get between 26 and 40 pounds of chicken or this game. And it's probably a better investment to get like
It is
30 to 40 pounds of chicken. At least the chicken has crispy skin, dude, if you cook it right.
There's more context to enjoy the chicken than there was this game.
All right. Well, I have a lot of stuff I need to actually get back to, so I'm going to be working tonight. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be streaming. YouTube did take down my last video and strike my channel. They said it was hate speech. I mean, that's obviously not true. But, yeah, so I can't post anything on that account anyway, for now. Even if I did have a video, but I don't. So, I'm going to see you all at some point in the future. I don't know when. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out.